9 o'clock.
Okay, so we were learning about what the small hand on the clock means and the big hand on the clock means. First, yes, we say the number that the small hand is pointing to first. What does it mean? Our hand is the small hand. What is the long hand or the big hand on the clock mean? The minute hand is the big hand on the clock, and it's going to the next number. So when the big hand gets to the 12, it's going to be another time. And that's what we call, when the big hand is on the 12, we call it o'clock. We say o'clock because that's the minute hand. So what time is it right now? Okay, so we were learning about what the small hand on the clock means. First, yes, we say the number that the small hand is pointing to first. What does it mean? Our hand is the small hand.
And on our clock we have our main large numbers. These represent our hours. And our hour hand is a shorter hand because it only needs to be able to point to these large numbers, not to the actual individual minutes.
And the big hand on the clock means. What is the long hand or the big hand on the clock mean? The minute hand is the big hand on the clock, and it's going to the next number. So when the big hand gets to the 12, it's going to be another time. And that's what we call, when the big hand is on the 12, we call it o'clock.
Let's eat 15 minutes. A quarter in time is 15 minutes. A quarter in time is 15 minutes. 15 minutes plus 15 minutes equals 30 minutes. 30 minutes plus 15 minutes equals 45 minutes. 45 plus 15 minutes equals 60 minutes. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Let's eat 15 minutes. A quarter in time is 15 minutes.
When our longhand is pointing to the 12, we should know that that is o'clock, meaning no minutes have passed, it's the start of the next hour. We also should know that when the longhand is pointing to the 6, that means it is half past the hour because the minute hand has moved halfway around the clock to reach the 6. Now we're going to have a look at what happens when we get our minute hand and it moves in a clockwise direction around to the 3. Now we can think of this as moving around the clock, around a quarter of the clock. It's moved 1/4 of the clock, and it's on the past side of our clock. So when the minute hand is pointing to the 3, we can now call that quarter past the hour, because the minute hand has moved a quarter of the way around the clock. Now we're focusing on the minutes to side of our clock. You can see here that we have our minute hand pointing to the 9. We need to think about how far our minute hand has to go till it gets to the next hour. And we can see that it's going to move around in its clockwise direction to the 12. And we can see by dividing our clock again into quarters that from the 9 to the 12 is 1/4 of a movement around the clock. And so when the minute hand is pointing to the 9, we call that quarter to the hour.
Okay, so we were learning about what the small hand on the clock means and the big hand on the clock means. First, yes, we say the number that the small hand is pointing to first. What does it mean? Our hand is the small hand. What is the long hand or the big hand on the clock mean? The minute hand is the big hand on the clock, and it's going to the next number. So when the big hand gets to the 12, it's going to be another time. And that's what we call, when the big hand is on the 12, we call it o'clock. We say o'clock because that's the minute hand. So what time is it right now?
11 o'clock.
Our minute hand is long, so as you can see these little dashes around the outside of the clock, they are our minutes, because it needs to be able to point to the minutes that are ticking around the outside of our clock. When our long hand is pointing to the 1, this one actually represents 5 minutes, because from our 12 to our 1, we have ticked past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And it's past because we're on our past side of the clock. That the 1 represents 5 minutes. As we move around, our large numbers, the hour numbers, they're actually representing our minutes past. As we keep moving around the clock, we keep counting in lots of 5, because between each hour number there are 5 individual minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we reach the 2 actually represents 10 minutes past the hour. 15 minutes past. 20, 25, 30 minutes past. Now we can look at our minutes to side of the clock too, but this time we're thinking about how far does the minute hand have to go until it gets to the next hour, or the next lot of minutes, which is back at the 12. So how far does it need to move? So here we can see, just like we were before, we can count in lots of 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to go until we get to the 12. So the 11 really represents 5 minutes to the next hour. And again, 10, pointing to the large 10, we have 10 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go, 20 minutes, or 25.
O'clock is a way of saying the hour on a clock. When we say it's 3 o'clock, for example, it means that the hour hand on the clock is pointing exactly at the number 3. It's also used to indicate that the minute hand is exactly on the 12, so it's not just 3 hours, but 3 hours, exactly. So, if someone asks you what time it is, and you say it's 3 o'clock, they'll know it's exactly 3 hours, into the day, or night, and not 3:15, 3:30, or 3:45. It's a simple and clear way to indicate the time without having to specify the minute. We live on the Earth. The Earth rotates around on its own axis, with respect to the Sun. When the Earth rotates one time, it is one single day, that is 24 hours.
As the Earth rotates, locations on the Earth move away from the Sun into the darkness, so that night and day are trading places. Time zones are a measurement of the Earth's rotation. Each time the planet completes a full rotation, a single day is completed. Local time around the world is determined in relation to the prime meridian, which goes through Greenwich, England. Notice the degrees of longitude at the bottom of the map. The prime meridian is at 0 degrees. When you travel from California to Australia over the Pacific Ocean, you lose a day. North America and South America lie in the Western Hemisphere, west of the prime meridian. Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia lie in the Eastern Hemisphere, east of the prime meridian, by adding 1 hour for every time zone east of the prime meridian. You subtract 1 hour for every time zone west of the prime meridian. There may be local variations, such as daylight savings time.
If you travel to another place, you would experience a time change. A morning in one side of the Earth would be the evening in the other side of Earth. The Earth rotates around on its own axis, with respect to the Sun. When the Earth rotates one time, it is one single day, that is 24 hours.
What can we do in the daytime? Sun rises in the morning. We can hear a rooster crow. We can see a rainbow. We can go to school in the morning. We can get a tan in the sun. We can have lunch at noon. What can we do in the nighttime? Sun sets in the evening. We can hear an owl's hoot. We can watch fireworks. We can see stars in the sky. We can enjoy dinner with friends. We can go to sleep at night.
A shorthand points the hours of the time, and it moves from the top to the right, then down and then to the left, and back up to the top by pointing the numbers 1 to 12. This direction is called clockwise. The long hand points the minutes of the time, and the very tiny hand points the seconds of the time. All the hands of the clock are moving clockwise. The opposite direction is called counterclockwise. The clock has 12 hours, and one time clockwise rotation of the hour hand is a half day. 2 times of rotations of the hour hand is a full day, 24 hours. The one-time rotation is 12 hours, and we label the hours with AM or PM. The 2-time rotation is 24 hours, that is a day. We always say o'clock on the hour. This hour hand of the clock indicates 9. It is 9 o'clock. This clock indicates 6 hours 30 minutes 10 seconds. Let me teach you how to tell minutes and seconds. Long hand points minutes of time. When the minute hand rotates all the way on the clockwise, it is 60 minutes, and makes 1 hours. 60 minutes equal 1 hour. Each numbers correspond to 5 minutes marks. When the minute hand points 1, it is 5 minutes. When the minute hand points 2, it is 10 minutes. When the minute hand points 3, it is 15 minutes, so on. 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. The tiny hand points the seconds of the time. When the second hand rotates all the way on the clockwise, it is 60 seconds, and makes 1 minute. 60 seconds equal 1 minute. Each numbers correspond to 5 seconds marks.
An hour divided to quarters, a quarter means one of 4 equal parts. Therefore, 1 quarter is 15 minutes. The first quarter is 15 minutes, and the second quarter is 30 minutes, because 15 plus 15 equals 30 minutes. The third quarter is 45 minutes, because 15 plus 15 plus and 15 equals 45. It's 9 o'clock. It's a quarter past 9 or 9 hours and 15 minutes. It's a half past 9 or 9:30. It's a quarter to 10 or 9:45. It's 10 o'clock. Which clock is showing a quarter past 9? Which clock is showing a quarter of 10?
What time is it?
9 o'clock, or 9 a.m.
What time is it?
9:15 a.m.
What time is it?
10:25 a.m.
What time is it?
6:55 a.m.
What time is it?
3:05 p.m.
What time is it?
1:35 p.m.
What time is it?
10 o'clock, or 10 p.m.
What time is it?
9:45 p.m.
What time is it?
4 o'clock, or 4 p.m.
What time is it?
5:20 a.m.
What time is it?
11:10 a.m.
What time is it?
11:30 p.m.
What time is it?
8:40 a.m.
What time is it?
4:10 a.m.
What time is it?
12:25 a.m.
What time is it?
11 o'clock, or 11 a.m.
What time is it?
11:20 p.m.
What time is it?
8:10 p.m.
What time is it?
7:35 p.m.
What time is it?
12 o'clock, or 12 p.m.
What time is it?
12:50 a.m.
What time is it?
1:50 a.m.
What time is it?
3 o'clock, or 3 a.m.
What time is it?
2:20 p.m.
What time is it?
3:45 a.m.
What time is it?
5:45 a.m.
What time is it?
6 o'clock, or 6 a.m.
What time is it?
7:35 p.m.
What time is it?
1:50 p.m.
What time is it?
4:45 p.m.
What time is it?
11 o'clock, or 11 a.m.
Today we are going to learn about daytime sky and nighttime sky.
What can we observe in the daytime sky? Blue sky, bright. Sunlight. Warm air. White fluffy cloud. What can we observe in the nighttime sky? Black sky, dark. No sunlight. Cold air. Stars. Thin air cloud. Earth rotates on its axis, anti-clockwise. Earth rotates on its own axis, one whole rotation per day. Sun gives our Earth heat and light. One side gets sunlight, and the other side does not get sunlight. When one side is a daytime, the other side is a nighttime. There are 24 hours in a day. The day is divided into daytime and nighttime. Daytime is the period of the day, with natural illumination from direct sunlight. Daytime is from sunrise to sunset, 12 hours. Noon is when the sun appears, the highest in the sky, the sun is directly overhead, at noon. Nighttime is the period of the day, with darkness from no direct sunlight. Nighttime is from sunset to sunrise, 12 hours. Every day starts at midnight. AM starts just after midnight, and ends just before noon. PM starts just after noon, and ends just before midnight. It's noon. 12 o'clock during the day. It is 12 p.m. Noon is called midday. It is a lunchtime.
Noon is 12 o'clock during the day. It is a lunchtime. What is noon?
Noon is a time of day when the sun is exactly in the middle of the sky. It's the time when the sun is shining the brightest, and it's also the time when we usually eat lunch. Imagine a clock with 12 hours. Noon is 12 o'clock and it is halfway between sunrise and sunset. Midday is another word for noon. It's the time of day when the sun is at its highest point in the sky and it's the middle of the day. It's the time when we usually take a break for lunch and play outside with our friends. Midday is the time between morning and afternoon, and it's when the sun is shining the brightest. Think of a clock with 12 hours. Midday is 12 o'clock and it's the time when the sun is at its highest. It's midnight. 12 o'clock during the night. It is 12 a.m.
It is the sleeping time. Midnight is 12 o'clock during the night. It is the sleeping time. What is midnight?
Midnight is the time of day when the clock shows 12 o'clock at night. It's the exact middle of the night, and it's the time when the day changes from one to the next. Think of a clock with 12 hours. When the hands are on 12, it's midnight. Midnight is the time when most people are sleeping, and it's the start of a new day. So, when you go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow morning, you'll have gone through midnight.